Hey everybody, we are home from an epic Ruby retreat, and it was so good, y'all. I am convinced that this is the best one that we have done to date, and it was so fun. And we all came home just full of clarity, fully inspired, super motivated, and really just ready to charge hell with a water pistol because we learned so much. And the training was fantastic. I was so very proud of the leaders on our team. Y'all, we have some incredible leaders on Plexus Freedom Team, and they seriously brought some real transformational value when it comes to building a personal brand and marketing, when it comes to sales, when it comes to creating business builders, when it comes to developing gold ambassadors on your teams and gold undergolds. So we had Emily and Terry train on building a personal brand, which if you missed it, you're in luck because they're going to train on the same thing next Monday night on a team call. So do not miss. I'm telling you, do not miss. It was a crowd fave because it was just mind blowing. I mean, just totally mind blowing what we learned there that you will learn next week. So Emily and Terry, they were so fun. Their chemistry was good. They were happy. They had fun training, and the whole entire room had fun just engaging and learning what they learned from them. And then Michelle came in hot with sales mindset, just transforming everybody's thoughts and beliefs around being a salesperson and why that is a gift and why it's a good thing, and just got everybody so pumped to do what we do and do it even better. Do it with excellence and with passion and vision and belief. And so that was excellent. And Michelle always brings the fire and energy. And then Christina trained on creating business builders. Man, what a training. I hope she uploads that one. I hope you all watch it. It was amazing. I cried, I laughed. I was so proud. I I mean, it was the perfect balance of like mindset and how to, but even the how to, it was like every single line, there was so much depth. Like it was just so good, so well done. And then Abby with the developing golds training, step by step, so very clear, so very simple, so very systematized, and everybody's begging for her notes. And even Fallon said it was hands down the best training she had ever heard on developing golds. So our team was just amazing and so impressive. And it just I just love how every single leader grows intentionally on their own. They're just like learning and growing whatever they need to learn and grow in. And then they just always bring it back to the team, and they're so generous with their talent and their gift and their knowledge and their wisdom and their experience so that everybody benefits here. And so I love our team. I'm so proud of the leadership. I'm so proud of what we have here and the culture here. And of course, everybody just loved hanging out. We had so much fun, so many good conversations, so many laughs. I'm sure you'll hear about all of it tonight, but I'm just proud. That's how I feel. I feel proud, motivated, inspired, have clarity. I'm really excited about the next year. So very excited. Um, Also, there's just nothing like being in a house with like minded women, goal driven, ambitious, hardworking, smart women, and not leaving the house for 3 days. There's just nothing like it. There's not another experience like that. Like everything you need is in the house, so we don't have to leave. Like the food was brought in. So like we get trained all day, but then we just go to our room and change real quick if we want to into our pajamas, and then we just sit around eating and talking and laughing and singing karaoke all night and just like processing what we learned. So many conversations happen. It's very, very different than like hustle and bustle of having to like be somewhere at this time or like leave the site to go, just deadlines and traffic. Like none of that. It's just like you get there, you stay there, and you don't leave for 3 days, and then you leave different. You leave very, very different. Okay. Also, Leaders Retreat cruise still in full effect, y'all. And there are almost 2 whole months left. You have so much time to qualify for this cruise. Now, if you were in my car on the way home, you went home with a specific personalized strategy for what to do to go and earn it. Exactly how many people you need to go enroll this month at what PV, how many you need to retain, how you can hit your rank and get extra credits and all these things. So, if you don't have a personalized strategy, come up with one. Ask for one. There's so many leaders willing to help you, but you have so much time and it is way more doable than you probably think. I do highly recommend that in November, while we have all of these amazing deals going on that your customers can take advantage of, this is a sprint month. This is a month where you go all in, you increase your activity, you work harder than you normally do, you put in more hours than you normally would because you want to capitalize on the ease of getting joins this month because of all of these deals we have going on with the free reset, the flash sales, all these things, okay? Because the more joins you get in November, then in December, that's more retention credits that you get. And in addition to those retention credits, you also can go enroll more people and get even more credits. So the more you enroll in November, the more credits you're going to have in December, and the closer you're going to be to that Leaders Retreat cruise goal or whatever prize you're going after. Okay, so doable, so within reach. Time to get after it. Okay, so also big huge announcement at the end of this call, so stay on to the end of the call so that you don't miss it. But now you are going to hear from some of the Plexus Freedom Team ambassadors who attended this Ruby retreat and came back changed. And we are going to start with Miranda Merchant. Miranda, you going first. What you got, girl?
Thanks, Brittany. Hello, everybody. So when April asked me this morning if I would share tonight, my initial thought was, that sounds scary. How about I just think of an excuse not to do that? But that's actually one of the things that I decided I was not going to do anymore, was let fear control my business. So I said, yes, here I am. So I want to just quick share it. Something I've struggled with on and off for the last several years, is wondering if I can actually be successful here and be a really good mom and a really good wife and still keep all of my priorities as top priorities. I didn't question like if I could achieve this and like if all of the things, the time freedom and the financial freedom and the trips and all of that was like true and I could do it. I knew I could. It was just a matter of if I was willing to. What I feared was, would having all of that negatively impact my marriage, or would it negatively impact the relationship with my kids? And then Brittany literally talked about these exact things. And I knew that the message was meant for me, probably lots of other women that were there too, but it was definitely something that I needed to hear. One of the other things that has been keeping me stuck is allowing what felt like urgent things, but not important things, to kind of just take over my time. And I don't know if I was using those as an excuse for this fear, but either way, I was not spending my time wisely. So I left Tennessee this year deciding that my fears are not going to determine my future here. I am choosing to do the things that make me nervous. I am taking ownership and managing myself and my time. And I really do believe it's all going to be worth it. I came away just feeling more at peace and excited about where I'm going and how I'm going to get there and who I'm going to become in the process. I know that I want to be a leader who is consistent, organized, and intentional, and that it's not about waiting for like the ideal timing or the ideal circumstances, but instead just making that choice to lead every day, no matter what. So that was the choice I made before I left Tennessee last week. I feel really good about it. I feel very confident that I can, in fact, be a really great wife and a really great mom and a really great business owner if I continue to just be really intentional with my time. So the retreat was everything that I needed it to be. I know that's true for a lot of other women, so you'll get to hear some of those stories still tonight. But I wanted to just really quick say that you want to be at these retreats. Like you really want to be at these retreats. You need to be here next year because it will change your business in like the exact ways that you need. So I can't wait to see all of your beautiful faces in person next year. And with that, I will pass it off to Haley.
Hey y'all. Um, I just wanted to start off by saying that I was invited to Ruby Retreat and I kind of went in honestly not expecting really anything because I didn't know much about it. I'm kind of new around here. But came away very much changed. It has totally just like transformed the trajectory of my business, and kind of what I have envisioned for me, and kind of moving forward. So huge impact, honestly, just in the 3 days that we were there. It was just unbelievable. Um, so really, one of the main things that I came away with was clarity about God's calling for me. I've been taking the Plexus products really only for about 2 months, but have felt better than I've ever felt before on them. But the whole business aspect of it, I was really just praying about it. And I was like, I don't know, am I jumping into this too quickly? Or is this really what God has for me? So I really have just been praying that God would either lead me away from the business or lead me to the business, whatever God had in store for me, and my family. And came away with just a renewed sense of purpose, deeper understanding of basically how God's really just guided me through this season of life, in my personal life, but also in my business. And just really kind of moving forward, just feeling a lot more intentional and fulfilled, and really just came away with so much clarity that this is exactly where God has placed me. And I'm just so excited for what God has in store, for me just coming up. I mean, it's just so exciting. Um, Another thing is just Michelle's training for us. I came away just feeling just the sense of like service for others. I know like when I intentionally, like when I started with the business, I was really just looking at it as more of like bringing more, extra income in, which of course we all do. But I think looking at it in a different sense of like serving people, being the hands and feet of Jesus, and really just like making the people that I reach out to feel honestly just cared for, and not making them feel like, oh, just because I'm ordering this, I'm just going to give her a paycheck, or never want them to feel that way. And I think I was kind of coming at it as that, not really pouring my heart out and really, trying. I think a lot of it in our business, we need to just be really aware that if we're not connecting with these people and we're not really like involved with them and asking, how are these products affecting you? And if we're just kind of letting them pass by, then they're not going to stay around. I mean, if we're not really intentionally being there for them, really getting to know our customers is just so big. So just being really intentional about that. I think that was just a really big takeaway for me, really just being able to serve people. And then the last thing that I really just like took away from it was working as a CEO versus just an employee. Y'all, this is our business. We get to build this. And it's just so incredible. I never looked at myself as a CEO of a company, that's for sure. But it's just really exciting. And honestly, like, I mean, we get to do this instead of working passively or just letting people build your team up for you. Build it yourself. I mean, that I feel like you have so much more sense of gratitude. I mean, it's just ownership, accountability. It just brings so much more purpose, I feel like, for your business when you know that you're the one who has actually built this business up yourself. And then just having those people come alongside of you that can help, and it just is fun and exciting and just makes makes it all just so worth it. So I just want to encourage y'all to um just be the best that you can. This trip was so much more than I could have ever imagined. And like Miranda said, being around these people, these girls, y'all, you gotta be there because it's so much fun and you get to meet people that you never would be able to meet. And it's incredible. So again, thank y'all. And I am gonna pass it over to Madison now.
Hello. Thank you so much, Haley. That was so good. I can tell you're going to be a diamond. Like, no doubt about it. You're awesome. Thanks for sharing all of that. So, my experience with Ruby Retreat was different than my first experience. I've been to many different Plexus events at this point, and this time I went in with a different type of expectancy. I came in a very different season of my life. Now I'm expecting a baby, and we just bought a house. We're actually closing on Thursday, and a completely different season. So I came in with an expectancy of something is going to change in my business because of this trip. And I knew better than to think, oh, there's going to be a magical training that was just going to, change everything, because I know it comes back to an individual decision every single time. And that's what I think I'm walking away from Ruby Retreat with, is a newfound confidence because of a decision that I've made. And what really inspired that thought was actually before the retreat even really began. On the first night, we had a conversation, a small group of us with Fallon, and she was sharing how she was stuck in her business for a long time. And at one of the levels, like silver or gold or something, I can't remember exactly, but she made a decision that she wanted to change things, and she decided to grow. And that for me was the biggest takeaway, because I have said I'm willing to grow and I've read the books, but what she said that was different was she started to apply what she was learning. And she couldn't get past one page without highlighting something and making a change. And she took her time to apply. And so what I'm walking away with is just a excitement to apply the things that I've been learning. Obviously, being in a room and being in an environment with so many like-minded people and so many women who are doing the things that you are believing for every day and you are showing up for every day, they're living, walking testimonies of what you're believing for, and that changes so much. So this is something that you want to be at next year. It changes so much for your mindset. It brings you a new found hope and excitement. And one thing I want to say too, now as stepping into a motherhood and all of these things, I am so encouraged to know that I can, just like Miranda said, be a great mom, a great wife, a great homemaker, and have an amazing business that is also fulfilling and rewarding all in the same. And so that also encouraged me a ton. So I'm walking away so excited to just take on this new challenge of challenging myself and embracing the hard things that I have been avoiding for a number of months, and especially these past few months. So I'm really, really grateful for this specific Ruby Retreat and for what God was teaching me through all these women. So thank you guys so much. And I want to pass it on to Raven now.
That's awesome, Madison. I am so happy for you and your little family. This is awesome. So I was actually invited to Ruby Retreat as a guest by Christina. And although I didn't officially earn the spot, and honestly, I dealt with some imposter syndrome, not gonna lie, but that quickly went away once I showed up and was welcomed with open arms and lots of, support and belief. So I definitely felt that at home right away and knew that this is where I was meant to be. So basically, I learned a lot of things from all the speakers, but what really hit home for me was all the heart-to-heart conversations that we always have. The encouragement and accountability really helped me see, especially the last night, some areas that I need to improve, and one of those being my walk with God. I need to be more intentional with my time with him and definitely be more intentional about praying over my business, which I have not been intentional about, and definitely been lacking in that. So I appreciated the accountability there, because I need to take things out of my hands and give them over to God and just, let him handle it and just trust the process and believe that he will see me through this. I just can't say enough how much I love this community. Every time we go to an event, I just leave feeling more and more fulfilled. Just everybody is always so supportive, so encouraging and loving and genuinely and super positive. It makes coming home to my negative job not so fun. But it's definitely lit a fire underneath my booty and just got to get things in gear and just do the dang thing, because I don't have to have that job. Like, there is more for me, and I don't want that negativity in my life. So I've always battled not feeling like I'm enough. And every time I'm around all of you guys, I feel more than enough. And I truly appreciate you guys for making me feel so welcome always. And it just really has convicted me big time just with my business and how small I've been playing for far too long. And not only is it affecting me, my mindset is one thing that's been holding me back. It's not only holding me back, but it's holding my team back too. And for them to be able to come along with me and witness the community that I love so much. And that's not fair. So I'm done playing small. I just truly appreciate everybody always just having so much belief in me and just pushing me to, keep doing the thing and to push into better things, and just helping me see what is possible for me and my family and my team. So with all that said, I'm going to pass this on to Rhonda. Oh, I have one more thing though. Does anyone have Tyrone's number? Because I need to call him. Karaoke was the best. All right, you got it, Rhonda.
You there? Yeah. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. All right. Well, I was planning on coming to Ruby Retreat and earning it, but that didn't happen. And then out of the blue, Katie had called me and said, "Hey, I can invite someone, and would you like to go?" And I said, "Of course." And she had other plans that came up at the last minute. So she said, "Do you still want to go?" And I said, "Of course I do." So she checked with Brittany, and Brittany said I could come as her guest. And I really didn't, I wanted to go, but I didn't feel like I had earned it. And I had let my business kind of go by the wayside. I wasn't working it like I should. And once I got there, I felt welcome and I felt a part of everything. And the mindset changed, because you do have to take control of what we're doing. And if you're going to succeed, you have to be the CEO and take ownership, and also share the opportunity. I had been falling slack on that when I would get people to join. I'm thinking, well, I'm not sure if they would want to do this business, but I didn't give them the opportunity. I didn't tell them about it. So that has changed. And also, when Emily and Terry did the AI, I'm old school, so this was completely mind-boggling to me, and it has just turned things around. I got home, I got so excited Sunday. I printed out my daily posts that I'm supposed to be doing, got everything organized, what I'm going to be doing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And when Michelle was talking about sales and service, it changed my mind on that also. About we are here to serve and take care of people. And that's what I want to try to do. And I just felt like things have finally turned around, maybe, and concise and working the business like I should, instead of sitting here for a little bit and then get up, start scrolling, but be intentional with what I'm doing every day and sending out my messages. And um, as y'all can tell, I'm nervous as I can be to be talking, but anyway, everyone was just, it was really uh changing for me. And like Raven had said, I haven't been as intentional where I'm supposed to be here with God. And I'm going to relate this. I went to church yesterday and we had two older ladies in their 80s that got baptized. And when I went to Ruby Retreat, I just felt like I wasn't worthy. And so when I saw those two older ladies going down in the river and they were scared to death, but then when they went down and came up, they just had a whole different look and calm about them. And I feel like that's what Ruby Retreat has done for me. So I'm hoping that this has been a time changing for me. And anyway, I usually don't get very emotional, but it really touched my heart yesterday when those two ladies in their 80s decided to give their life to Jesus. And so I've got to do better. And that's what my plan is. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Alina, I believe. But thank y'all very much for loving on us this weekend. Okay.
You said it perfectly, Rhonda. Loving on us. That's exactly how I felt. Hi, everyone. I wish we could still be together because it was great having a slumber party with you all the last 4 days. I've been taking Plexus products since Nancy joined Plexus back in 2019. I've been on most of your Monday night calls. I've been on Freedom Team, Facebook, everything. Greatest cheerleader from behind the scenes. Been in sales, wow, 27, 28 years now. And there's something to be said about somebody believing in you. Nancy texted me and she said, Christina and I would like to invite you to the Ruby Retreat. And I said, what? I said, why me? I'm not even in the business. I'm just, I just use the products. And Nancy said, because you want to be a diamond. And Nancy never lost faith in me. Christina didn't know me. I don't think anybody even knew I was on the Monday night calls, but I was all the time. I could probably name my favorite ones too. But and I watched Emily's posts and I watched the yacht and I watched everything. So I've known you all from afar, but walking into the Ruby Retreat was everything my heart and soul needed. To know that an entire year of mindset reset, transformation in my health was just God's way of bringing me to a team of faith-driven women who love one another and welcomed me into their family as if I've been there all my life. So to each and every one of you that I was able to meet since Wednesday, I am honored. I love you all. Thank you. It was so uplifting. It was so transforming that I commit to all of you to give you my very best, to help one another grow in this business. I am in 100% committed. You have all taught me so much in just a few days. And I can't wait to learn more from each and every one of you, to grow with each and every one of you, and for all of us to make it and achieve all of our goals. And my goal is to be able to show other women, other career-driven women, that this opportunity is so much bigger than us, because it will allow us to look 5, 10, 15 years down the road and realize that our dreams can come true, because there is a vessel through Plexus that will allow us hand in hand with one another to help each other get there. And as you build your teams, ladies, as you reach your goals from this day till next year, invite your people to set the in-person events as their personal goals, as they become more educated in the life of Plexus and the dreams that we make come true. Because there's something to be said about human connection, human vulnerability with one another. A big old hug and lots of tears that just flow freely from inside you and you don't even know why. And that really makes a difference for somebody to say yes and somebody to be 100% vested in this amazing team that I'm now able to call family. So thank you for accepting me. Thank you for loving on me in Gatlinburg. And I can't wait to hug you all again. And I can't wait to cheer everybody on every single step from this day forward. So good luck to you all. And I hope that everybody makes the retreat and everybody makes all their goals. You're going to make me cry again. So on to Madeline.
Yes, and amen. That was so good. I also got to go as a guest this year. This was my first Ruby retreat. So honored and humbled and grateful to get to go. I didn't really know what to expect. I hadn't honestly heard very much about Ruby Retreat before, but it was very different. In this last year, have been able to go to Leaders Retreat, Convention, Gold School, all of the events, and this was just different. Just getting to connect in person. I've been on these calls for about a year now, and this is the first one where I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, I know her. I know her. I talked with her. We cried together. And it's just so much more fun. Like, you're not just a bubble on my phone or a face on my screen. You became real to me. And it was so powerful just getting to hear so many stories of how this opportunity and this business has just changed people's, not just their health, but also their finances, their marriages, their lives. It's just life changing. And everything became so much more real to me, not just you guys, but what this opportunity can do for people. That weekend was just so life-giving. It felt like I was given CPR in my business. I didn't realize that I had kind of gotten a little bit stagnant. I was showing up, but it was kind of, gotta go to work today, gotta do things. And I was just revived this weekend, getting to be able to be in that space with all of these incredible women. And something that I took away was what we have is life changing. And it is just selfish to keep it to ourselves. I truly believe that God has given this opportunity to us. And so now it's our responsibility to steward it well. So I plan on doing that going forward. Highly, highly encourage. Go to Ruby Retreat. If you go, you got to get yourself there. And those are a few of my takeaways. So I believe back to Brittany.
So good, y'all. I loved every word of this. And I love how we had such a diverse group speaking tonight. So as you can see, it doesn't really matter your background or your age, or because we had so many different types of people who are coming to you saying, you have to be there. You have to be there. because it is transformational. There literally is nothing like it. And I'm telling you, so much of it, well, a lot of it had to do with the fantastic training that our leaders brought. But you know what else it had to do with was that house. I'm telling y'all, that cabin, just being there and not leaving and not having to go anywhere. So, anyways, all that to say, are y'all ready for this big announcement? Because next year, we're going to do it again, but bigger. Next year, we're not going to do Ruby Retreat. We're going to do Gold Getaway because we want so many people from our team to have this same incredible experience. So we went and we booked that exact same cabin, and we are going to have fantastic training, but we want our team to fill the entire cabin. Normally, we share the cabin with Fallon, the rest of Fallon's downline. Fallon's my upline. So usually it's about half my team and half the rest of her team. And next year, we want it to be 100% Plexus Freedom Team. And we want to invite so many of you. Now, save these dates, November 2nd through the 5th. Go ahead and put it on your calendar now. Mark it down, block it off. Make sure that those dates are reserved. I just want you guys to know it will fill up. It will. I think the cabin only holds like 70 people. And this year we had 40 people, and that wasn't golds and up, okay? So that was just rubies and guests from our team. So it will definitely fill up, and we really hope to fill it up. We hope that we are bursting at the seams because people need what we have. People need this experience. It is life-changing. It is fulfilling. It is inspiring. You leave feeling loved on. You leave feeling like you belong. You leave feeling like you are ready to charge hell with a water pistol in your business. And so I'm so excited to see where all of these ladies who attended this year's Ruby Retreat are a year from now and how they show up at next year's Gold Getaway. Hopefully they all bring golds with them next year. So we're excited about this. All the leaders are pitching in, making this thing happen. It's going to be incredible. I have no doubt in my mind that next year's Gold Plexus Freedom Team Getaway will be the best Plexus event we've had to date. So there will be a lot of heart and soul put in it. Mark the dates. Stay tuned for details because I'm telling you, it's going to fill up. So we'll be coming out with more details as soon as we have them. Still got a lot of decisions to make. Planning has to be done, but we'll bring you those details as soon as we have them. And yeah, that's it. All right. Good night. Thank you, ladies, for sharing, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.